Okie dokie, I believe we are all the way live. Hello and welcome to my graveyard. I am your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man from Salem, Mass. Always taking names and kicking candy ass. Live in the color here with you on Grande's Graveyard. Welcome to a special Wednesday edition of Grande's Graveyard. Of course, tomorrow being the national holiday of Thanksgiving, Turkey Day itself. I figure I was like, you know what? I might have family over. I don't know if I could really commit to starting a show with it live at 8:05 like I do every Thursday. So I decided, fuck it, we'll push the show one day back. And tonight we are talking about, well, we're really actually watching and we'll be commentating alongside what I consider one of the top 10 horror movies ever made. It is Ruggerio Deodato's film from 1980. It is, and I guess, I don't know, I should cover some of the cover here. I don't want to get flagged. Cannibal Holocaust. Yes, at the bottom it says the most controversial film ever made. I don't know, some badass stuff. We'll be watching this movie and commentating alongside it. One of my all-time faves, so I'm really excited. And I figured in honor of Turkey Day, I figure nothing better to choose than a cannibal film. Of course, last year we did Blood Rage, which is a Thanksgiving horror. And we also did Crazy Fat Ethel. Me and Corey did Crazy Fat Ethel 1 and 2 back to back. So that was a lot of fun. Those are some good Thanksgiving horror movies. But I figured, I said, you know what? Fuck it. This year we're busting out a cannibal movie. Maybe we'll do that every year. Maybe we'll just do a cannibal movie. I was watching Mountain of the Cannibal God. Of course, Sergio Martino. I believe it was Sergio Martino who directed that one with Ursula Andress and Stacy Keach. Really fun movie. A little fun adventure cannibal film. James Moss is in the Heezy. Hi, I'm here tonight. James Moss, how are you, good brother? Been a long time since I've seen your name. Hope all is well with you, man. Happy, well, I guess it's a day early, but happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. The Master of Fear is here, Mr. Grande. Mr. Devin Hurd. What's going on, good bro? How are you, man? Hope all is well with you tonight. So we've got some people in the graveyard, of course. I'm always the guy that has to mention what the hell I'm drinking, right? So tonight I'm cheating a little bit because I just devoured some pizza with sausage and it was fantastic. I had 4 fucking slices. It was unbelievable. So I decided a little agua to wash that down, right? I'm already almost about 3/4 of the way done with that son of a bitch. But as soon as I finish that, we got a cold one for you. We got a cold Mountain Dew, baby. So we'll be drinking both of those on the show tonight because obviously we'll be watching live fan commentary. So I will be speaking a lot. Also, this is by myself. So, you know, I got to keep the old pipes fresh as can be. Doing okay, and happy Thanksgiving, dude. Dude, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. So before I get into the movie and hit play, I figured I got 2 new 4Ks in the mail this past week. And I figured, why the hell not show them off? Of course, we have the Vinegar Syndrome and Severin films Black Friday sales coming up this Friday. Of course, Arrow Video, they're going to be releasing some new stuff. So I'm super excited about that. And maybe if there's time at the end of the show, maybe we'll go through like what I'm thinking of picking up, because that's a big talk in the horror community right now, is what we're picking up from these big Black Friday sales on the physical media sites. So I'm super excited about that. Horror and Metal Maestro Red Rusty 66 is in the Heezy. Red Rusty, what's up, brother? Sup, Grande and everyone. Make you an absinthe the cocktail and you'll be all right. What the heck is that? I may be saying this wrong. Absentee? Is that what you're saying? I didn't know there was an H in absentee. Maybe I might be fucking it up. Sorry. I've got the old agua. I don't know. I'm a little boring tonight, but we're rocking these. Hey, what's up? The Soul Trenchcoat's in the Heezy. What's going on, good brother? Hope all is well with you tonight. Happy Thanksgiving to you and Red Rusty. I know we're a day early, but fuck it. Why not? What movies? So I picked up 2 movies on 4K, Dev. First up, from the Criterion Collection, one of my top 20 favorite movies of all time. This is David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. The sticker got fucking mangled, so I apologize for that, Mr. Lynch. But 4K, UHD, and Blu-ray. Really cool. This is the first 4K that Criterion actually released, and I'm super excited to own this. I watched it. The fucking, number one, the sound on this, incredible, but the HDR and the color grading, it's just, it blows the Blu-ray out of the water. And I love that Blu-ray. That's a really damn good Blu-ray. But I was super excited to pick this up. I guess I could show you some of it's pretty much, if you have the Blu-ray, it's very similar. Of course, you have this digibook, of course, with, I think it's like almost an 80-page, telling of Mulholland Drive. Really cool stuff. Figured I'd unbox this for the show, everybody. pretty cool stuff. I don't know. I was super excited to get it. And instead of being one disc like the Blu-ray, this one is 2 discs here. So I can open this up for y'all. I don't know if y'all can, how well y'all can see that, but pretty cool little edition. So I was super happy with this. I got in on the Criterion sale, got it for pretty cheap. And I was super excited about that. And honestly, the transfer was just fantastic stuff. So really excited to bring home Mulholland Drive on 4K. Also from Arrow Video, this one, I waited a few weeks extra to get this in because Amazon for like one day did a sale for this 4K. And I fucking marked out when I saw it because it was initially listed for fucking $60. And $60 for a 4K, you kiss my fucking ass. But it dropped down to 30, and I could not help but pick this son of a bitch up. It's Wes Craven's film, The Hills Have Eyes, on 4K. Really cool edition here. Again, if you own the Blu-ray, it's very similar packaging. I believe this was the box the Blu-ray came in. They just slapped the HDR sticker on it. This one comes with a poster, which is pretty cool. A reversible poster, which I guess I can open up and show y'all. With probably my favorite tagline in the history of horror movies right here. I always thought this was just one of the best fucking horror taglines. A nice American family. They didn't want to kill, but they didn't want to die. The hills have eyes. Just fucking, you can't beat that fucking tagline, in my opinion. This one, of course, comes with a little digibook as well. Pretty cool stuff. I read through like about half of it last night. Really cool stuff. Fun fact, that's my dad. No, I'm just kidding. But this guy looks exactly like my fucking dad. If you ever met my dad, the guy in The Hills Have Eyes, the lead, he looks exactly like my fucking dad. It's bizarre. To this day, I tease him about it. I'm like, dude, you sure you weren't in The Hills Have Eyes? Like, if there's a motherfucker you'd want to tell, it would be me. And then, of course, the edition here, 4K Ultra HD, and the reversible cover art. I always go with the original. I'm a mark like that. I haven't got to watching this yet, so I will get there. I just actually recently rewatched the film on DVD, so I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I definitely want to be watching this one sometime in the near future. Let's see. I might have missed a couple comments. Happy Thanksgiving. Robert Simeone's in the Heezy. How you doing, my brother? Robert, what's up, man? Happy Thanksgiving. AJ Zitro's in the house. Hey, brother. Dude, happy Thanksgiving. You ready to get your fucking Cannibal on? I know I am. This month I got the 2 DVD, the 1987 horror movie Howling 3, the Marsupial, oh no, and season 7 of The Simpsons. Very cool, man. I don't know about the Howling 3. That one I remember being pretty poor. I got The Hills Have Eyes 1977 on DVD. Dude, yeah, I have it too. I had the Anchor Bay DVD from way back in the day, and that son of a bitch still looks pretty good. So I'm very interested to see how this 4K transfer looks. Love the Hills Have Eyes, but I admit to liking the remake better. That's a damn good remake, in my opinion. That's like a remake that does the original justice. It's not disrespectful to the original at all. I prefer the original because I love the fucking set designer. He was the guy who also did the set designing on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the grit, the grime, Michael Berryman. The fact that they casted people with real deformities. I mean, the original Hills Have Eyes, I think, is just one of the best horror movies of all time. I love it. Miss C's in the Heezy. Hey, Grande. Miss C, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving. Me too. Okay, we're all saying hello to each other. So very cool. Yeah, so I wanted to share those before I got into the main meat and potatoes. And if, like I said, if there's time at the end, we can all talk about what we'll be getting for the Vinegar Syndrome and Severin Films, Black Friday sales. Or if not, it doesn't have to be just those two, but those are the main two that I'll be buying from. I can promise you that. But of course, we can get into the topic at hand. And I have this little slip cover, but of course, I have to kind of block it out a little bit. I got flagged. It's funny, yesterday on Instagram, I posted like a promotional for this, and fucking it got taken out within a minute. It was like, you have some graphic, offensive fucking images and whatever. So I was like, oh shit. So I had to take that down and switch it up. But this is the PG cover art. Of course, on the reverse side, there's a cover art that's not so PG. So, that is what it is. This is one of my all-time favorite movies, though, and I just wanted to show this edition really quick, too, from Grindhouse Releasing, who I wish they did more stuff, man, because this has got to be one of the best special editions of any movie out there for me. This one, of course, comes with a little booklet, too. Not a digi booklet, but a damn cool booklet as well. I think this might have been the Spanish cover art, which I think is probably the best. I just love that bright yellow and red. The Hulk Hogan colors, brother. I like that. And this has some cool, like, interviews with Eli Roth in here, which, I mean, granted, I'm not a big fan of Eli Roth, but the history of cannibal films and, the making of this movie. Also comes with a soundtrack, which I have in my car. I play this Cannibal Holocaust soundtrack from time to time. Just one of the most beautiful soundtracks of all time from Ric Ortolani, and we'll get into that. So my uncle saw Faces of Death. It gives him nightmares. Oh, no. Faces of Death. I mean, I love Faces of Death. I can't lie. But it's one of those movies, like, it hasn't aged the greatest, but I still love it for what it is type of thing. Thanks. Happy Turkey Day to everyone in the chat. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess we're going to hit play and we can do our full-on Cannibal Holocaust discussion. Everybody, the chat is open. You want to talk about this movie, tell me your thoughts, tell me it offended you, tell me you love it, whatever. We'll be, live, raw, and uncensored for the next hour and 37 minutes. So we'll be watching this one. I'm super excited about that. I was traumatized by the cannibal scene in the Emerald Forest when I was a teen, so I'm a total wimp with cannibal movies. Oh, wow. I'm a big cannibal fan, like cannibal film fan. Like I'm a big fan of Make Them Die Slowly, aka Cannibal Ferox, which I like Make Them Die Slowly. That's one where the U.S. title beats the shit out of the Italian title. This film, actually, it's funny. This was originally going to be called like Jungle Adventure Holocaust or something. And right at the last minute, like Deodato was like, you can't change the name of the film. Like it's one of those movies where the name of it cannot escape anybody. Like you hear that, even if you're not a horror fan, you're like, the movie's called Cannibal Holocaust? Like, oh my God, like those are some two pretty fucking crazy things. So, that's what I sort of love about it. It's one of those movies that does not, escape anybody. I will check out Cannibal Holocaust. If you'd like, I haven't hit play yet. So if you want to watch along with me, I'm sure you can find a copy of it on YouTube, or I believe it's on Shudder. If you have Shudder, I have the Blu-ray, so I don't know. That's what I'll be watching. Anyone seen Gutter Balls? I saw a review for it. Looked interesting. I did see Gutter Balls. Gutter Balls is from Ryan Nicholson, who has sadly passed away. So may he rest in peace. He was a cool guy. Gutter Balls, it's a very controversial slasher because it's one of those where it is super low budget. The acting is not the greatest thing in the world. And it is super offensive, Missy. I will warn you, there is a rape scene involving a bowling pin. I am not kidding you. That happens. And there's a lot of fucking mutilation to private parts. We will say that. The special makeup effects in Gutter Balls is fucking fantastic. I'll say that right off. I mean, it's worth to watch just for the special makeup effects. But I will say it is not for the faint of heart, Missy. So if you're one of those people that's easily offended, I would skip that one. If you're not, I would say go full force on it because Ryan Nicholson loved the genre. Whether you like Gutter Balls or not, may he rest in peace, man. I loved Ryan Nicholson. Aiden Vavers in the Heezy. Hello, everybody. What's going on, good brother? Apparently, Lamberto Bava, the son of legendary filmmaker, was involved with the making of this film. I did not know that. In what capacity was Lamberto involved? And by the way, happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Vavra. Just wanted to say hello, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. Battinson in theaters soon, I think. I don't know. It's on YouTube. Not sure which version it is, but it's on YouTube. Okay. I'll tell you guys the minute mark when I hit play of like how long my version is. So the one online might cut out the animal killings, which I'm going to watch the version that's uncut. That's just what I do. I don't watch cut films. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Thank you very much. I watched Animal Holocaust on Amazon earlier this summer. Might still be on there. Okay. Do you remember Bud Dwyer? No. I don't even know who Bud Dwyer is, so enlighten me. But in the meantime, we're gonna hit play on this son of a bitch. I've got the handy dandy 4K remote here. I've got the film. I've just hit the original theatrical version or the animal cruelty free version. We're gonna do the original theatrical. So I'm gonna be pressing play in 3, 2, 1. Pressing play, and I will let you know the minute marks with this. Of course, they have a warning. The following motion picture contains intense scenes of extreme violence and cruelty. Of course, they do. Lamberto Bava was assistant director. Was he really? They didn't mention him at all on the interviews on this. But which, by the way, if you want a special edition of a movie, This, like, look no further than this, man. The features are insane on this. 1 hour, 35 minutes, 44 seconds on YouTube. Okay, once this warning comes off, I will tell you how long my version is going to be. Maybe it is the uncut version. I'm not sure. I thought it was an hour 37. I thought. Thanks for the warning on gutter balls. I don't think that would bother me much. I like sleazy low budget horror as a rule of thumb. Okay, well, you might be okay then, because that's definitely a crazy one. Who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Okay, we got a little quote there. Bud Dwyer, the guy who killed himself on live TV. No. Oh, man, no, I've never even heard of that. Okay, we've got 1 minute 35. I'm sorry, 1 hour 35, 44. You're watching the same version. I am 10 seconds in, Trenchy. So if you want to watch along, feel free. Ric Ortolani's beautiful score is playing. I want to make sure it's not too loud. Animal killing, I'm not okay with at all, especially if you're making a movie where you can just use fake stuff. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's the big controversy with this film as the opening credits play. The animal cruelty. Now, I don't condone what they did. I think what they did is horrible. And I it's one of those things now that we really can't take back. But I do think, for what it's worth, there's so much more to this film. Like, that's the reputation. That's what it's sold on. It's like, oh my God, it's sold on its reputation more than the film itself. But the film itself, I think, is a fucking absolute masterpiece. Ruggerio Deodato's best film by a mile, in my opinion. I just love this movie. And of course, this score right here from Ric Ortolani, I think it's the key to this movie. Like, it's just so, in a film that's so fucked up and so violent and so graphic, he has this just beautiful, somber score. I mean, it's just so good. Like, it's the perfect complement to this film. It's hard to believe Mario Bava's son was involved with this film, but Lamberto has been involved with making some of the most batshit insane horror films ever made. Well, Lamberto, I believe around this era, was making like Macabre, which, if you haven't seen that, that's a movie where this woman, her husband dies in the opening of the film, and she's keeping his fucking head in the refrigerator to eat her pussy. And it's fucking wild. Like, it's one of the craziest Italian horror movies of all time. Macabre from fucking 1980. I love it. I got mine going. Okay, cool. It, just like Cannibal Ferox. Cannibal Ferox to me is like a ripoff of this. Like, it's not a bad film. It's a good movie, Cannibal Ferox, but nothing next to this, man. Yeah, the film is very powerful. Trenchy, let me ask, man, the animal stuff, what do you think? Because, I mean, I don't condone it like I was saying, but I do think there's so much more to this film. So we'll get there. What the fuck? Haha. That's the truth. That's the truth. Macabre from 1980. Fucking, they ask her, they're like, what are you doing with your husband's dead head? She's like, he's giving me head. Fucking crazy. Maybe it's just me. I wasn't too impressed with Animal Holocaust. To me, it was just showing violence for shock value. I wasn't overly impressed. Now, you're saying Animal Holocaust. You mean Cannibal Holocaust? I don't know. I've not seen Animal, or I've not even heard of Animal Holocaust, but I assumed you make a Cannibal Holocaust. Lamberto's contribution to Argento's Inferno was quite cool, and I love Demons 1 and 2. Once again, I thought that was Mario Bava who was contributing to Argento's Inferno. You love Demons 1 and 2. Yeah, no, I like Lamberto Bava. He's a lot of fun for sure. He's definitely more wacky than Mario Bava ever was. As we see New York City here in 1979 when this movie was filmed, really cool to see. Like, this is around the time where Taxi Driver was filmed in New York City, and you get like the really gritty shots of New York. In fact, Carl Gabriel Yorke, the lead heel in this, he actually was from inside the actor's studio. That's where they casted him. He was a stage actor for the play of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And he auditioned for the film. He didn't get it. And they called him back the day they were actually flying to, South America to film this movie. And they called him and they were like, listen, can you get on the plane? He's like, you didn't want me. And they were like, we want you now. Like, the guy walked out. He left. And he was like, well, this is bullshit, whatever. You didn't want me. And they said, well, what size boot do you wear? And he said, I'm a 10.5. And they said, you've got to come. We bought the boots already. So because of his fucking feet size, they called Carl Gabriel Yorke back. And that's why he gets the lead in this movie. I shit you not. that is actually what happened here. So that's pretty crazy. Next year is the 40th anniversary of the classic horror movie Creepshow. Dude, one of the great anthology horror movies of all time. Absolutely love it. I have to say this or the animal cruelty. I have to say, fuck this movie. A film is not worth a life. I don't care how good it is, especially when it's animals' life, humans' lives, no matter as much to me. I know a lot of people that feel that way, so I hear you completely, man. It's definitely something that they would have never got away with today. This is a proof. This movie's proof that it was a different time. It really, truly was. You know, like I'm sure there was not too many safety precautions for the actors either. Like Carl Gabriel Yorke was saying that he saw fucking human limbs in the river, like while they were like on the boat to go film this movie. So could you fucking imagine going to another country, another continent, seeing fucking severed limbs in the water, and then next thing you know, you're on set, and then now you have to go work. It's just fucking crazy to me, man. Like I would have been scared to film this movie. Lamberto and Mario helped Argento out on Inferno, so you ain't wrong. Okay, cool. Cannibal, haha. I don't think you're used to me wacky typos yet. Oh, okay. I hear the what you're saying about this being, you know, gratuitous just for the sake of gratuitous, but I'd like to defend it for some reasons, because I think, you know, the beauty of this movie is the fact of its message. The message, of course, of who are the real cannibals. Is it these primitives that, you know, live in the green inferno that we are filming, or is it these New York City film preps? And we just see how dark and low they can go as this film plays out. And that is what truly scared me about this movie. I think it has a very powerful psychological message. Of course, its reputation is that it's the craziest, most controversial, offensive movie. But I definitely think, for what it's worth, that this is a very fantastic movie, and we'll go on with that. I do not agree with the animal killing, but at least all the animals were being slaughtered to be eaten, and most of them are quick. Besides the damn turtle, yeah. What the holy shit! Like when we get to the turtle scene, that is one of the most fucking. That's gratuitous. Like they fucking mangle that fucking turtle, man. That's like crazy. But yeah, no, they were like when they kill the monkey in this. The whole point was that they were going to eat its brains. So the fact that you know, they killed that monkey, and the guy that was doing it was honored. He was like, "Oh, thank you. You know, this is a real big honor in my country and all this shit." So he didn't think anything of it. He was super happy, and he had to do it twice. Cannibal, haha. I don't think. Okay, I don't care if I saw severed limbs. I'm leaving that set ASAP. Aiden, where are you leaving, bro? You're in South America. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna call for help? Like, what? They're literally up the fucking Amazon River, and fucking dirty shit all around them, and they fucking just see a leg. Like, fuck. Like, I don't know. I mean, part of me wonders maybe that was just like a prop from the set. Like, maybe. But still, like, if I saw that, if that's a fucking cruel practical joke to play on somebody. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know if it was a real leg or not, but that's what he said. The movie has a deep message, and it should not be ignored because of that. And when I do watch the animal cruelty version because I want to experience it. I agree, and like, people, I doubt Devin will agree with this, but like, it adds to how you dislike the lead heels. Like, it just adds even more where you're like, these fucking bastards, you know, they really, and is it too far? Yes. But like, it really does drive the point home that you're more sickened by the lead, you know, New York City film preps for that. You're just more sickened by them. And it drives that point home more, even though I agree it was wrong. I bet the animal rights group was pissed off at Cannibal Holocaust like they did. Yeah. Well, if you showed this movie to like a very politically correct, like social justice warrior, they might fucking explode. Like, I don't know. What did you think of Eli Roth's homage film, The Green Inferno? Not a fan at all. And it's funny. He goes on in this little booklet. Did I put the booklet back inside? Yeah, he goes on in this because this is like his favorite film, about why he likes the movie. I read it. To me, he doesn't fucking get the movie. Like, he just talked all about the violence. I'm just like, dude, there's so much more to this movie. The performances from Robert Kerman, Carl Gabriel Yorke, Francesca Ciardi, just great fucking performances. The score from Ric Ortolani, the direction by Deodato, and the message and the themes, and the gritty look of this film and the whole found footage aspect. Like, that was fucking revolutionary, man. Found footage. I don't know if it is the first found footage. I know everybody always argues, oh no, it was this one. But this was the first found footage movie to be put on the fucking map and make some noise and strike a nerve. Granted, could have been for the wrong reasons. Absolutely. That's an argument for people to have. But I don't know. I think there's something about this film that it has a little bit more. Green Inferno was gratuitous just for the sake of being fucking gratuitous. Like that one girl that was in the corner of the cage. I'm gonna shit. Like, he completely missed the point, in my opinion. I don't know, but that's just me. I would call my crappy agent. Well, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I didn't have a cell phone back then, brother. So I don't know. I don't know how you're getting out of there. They actually tried to jip him in pay, too, and he fucking freaked out. I love Tarantino. In fact, he's my favorite filmmaker working today, but he was wrong about Eli Roth being a horror maestro. Eli Roth stinks, in my opinion. I'm not a big Eli Roth fan. You can call me a social justice warrior. No, you're not a social justice warrior. I'm just saying, like, if you show this to a social justice warrior, they would freak out. What the fuck ever. I'm not going to hide the fact that I hate it when people hurt animals. Listen, brother, it was wrong. No worries at all. Yeah, I agree with Trenchy. It was completely wrong. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I definitely think this movie, put it to you this way, if they tried to make this movie now, I think they'd all be in prison. Of course, we see Robert Kerman here talking with the lead army captain. And Robert Kerman actually was a pretty big porn actor in the 70s. And he, of course, sort of denounces this film now, saying it's like the worst thing he was ever in. Similar fashion to Fred Lincoln with Last House on the Left. He was a porn actor and then called Last House on the Left the worst movie he was ever in, which I think is a fucking riot. Like, you both were in great classic, exploitation horror movies, and you both don't even appreciate them. It's funny. Of course, I don't like the animals being killed, but was more bothered by the mistreatment of women. Yeah, no, that's a thing too that it gets lost in Miss C. This movie's very fucking mistreating women, like fucking crazy. It's scary to me because of how women are still mistreated in third world countries. Yeah, of course, the iconic image of this woman on, which I have to cover it up every time, sorry, of this woman impaled on the pole. Insane. There's a scene where there's an abortion because the woman committed an act of adultery and the kid was going to be sick anyway. I mean, really fucked up shit. We'll get to that. And there's one woman that gets stoned, that's coming up. Animal rights group was pissed off at God Awful Western 1980 Chris Christopherson film Heaven's Gate. I didn't know that. Cabin Fever is the only film. Yes, I would agree with that. Cabin Fever is definitely his best movie. It's the only one where he homaged the past and made something his own, and it was somewhat decent. Like Hostel, I'm not a fan of. I don't like Hostel. Hostel 2, Green Inferno. Man, I don't know. No disrespect to him, but I just don't think he's all that. This is one of the big things that people should know about me. I hold animal lives way above human lives. Are scum. Animals are innocent. You only hurt animals when they hurt you first. All right. This is also, I believe, this was the director of photography that worked with Lucio Fulci on Don't Torture a Duckling. And he also went on to work with Deodato numerous times after this, including films like The Washing Machine from 1993, which is a really cool, whodunit movie about these three sisters that are all accused of committing a crime. And they're all trying to fuck the lead detective, which is classic Deodato. He also was the director of photography for House on the Edge of the Park, which is actually getting a special edition Blu-ray release this Friday in the Black Friday sale. So I'll be super excited to pick that one up, of course, starring the legendary, the late, great David A. Hess. We're really excited to pick that one up. They do a lot of these shots of animals in the trees, like muskrats and monkeys here. It is a beautiful place, South America, the Blu-ray of this, man, the green, the fucking green leaves and the green grass, it pops off the fucking screen. It's a gorgeous looking Blu-ray. They're now walking through the forest with one of the cannibals from the tribe who try to get information out of him, of course. Sad thing is, it still happens. Disney accidentally murdered / injured like a shit ton of puppies on the set. Really? I think they were sued. What the fuck? I did not hear that. They murdered puppies? What the fuck? That's insane. Only Hostel film I could watch is part 3, but that's because I love Scott Spiegel's shots in that film. It's not a good film, but its writing is so dumb. Hostel 3, I remember being like hilariously bad, unfortunately, but I don't know. I all the Hostel movies to me are just like, geez. I guess it is, at least it's entertaining in a bad way, whereas the first 2, I just don't get any enjoyment out of at all. Like maybe the finale from the first movie, but that's about it. I really appreciate too that like they actually shot on location for this movie. It just adds so much. Like I believe after this movie wrapped, Umberto Lenzi, who directed Make Them Die Slowly, he immediately went to this this place in the jungle in South America. It was right outside Colombia. It's like right on the border of Colombia is where they shot this film. And it's just it's a beautiful looking, leeches. They're laughing at this poor fucking guy. At the time, this film was banned in England, and it sucks that it was banned. No, this was banned in a lot of fucking countries, man. And crazy enough, the lead actors, Carl Gabriel Yorke, Francesca Ciardi, Perry, I forget Perry's full name, but they all had to sign on their contracts that they would not work in film for at least a year after this film ended because they were supposedly dead. So all of them kind of had to stay in hiding because they wanted to be pretend dead. They did this so well, and of course the scene with the girl being impaled on the pole, all of this was done so well. 10 days after this movie was released, Ruggerio Deodato was actually held in solitary confinement and arrested for the murder of that girl, even though he didn't murder her. And so the producer, he had to, and actually I believe Luca, the guy who plays the tour guide in this, he fucking had to go find the actress and present her in court to prove that Deodato was innocent, didn't kill her. So could you fucking imagine that? Like the special makeup effect was so fucking good that they arrested the filmmaker. Like that's fucking crazy, man. Well, I'll call it murder. They brought the puppies very, very young to an environment where they knew it would be too prone, took diseases that could kill them. And even after, what? That is fucked up, man. That's horrible. I really don't mind Hostel 3, just watered down version of the first 2, in my opinion. Yeah, no, I thought like if I was rebooking that, which I can't believe, I can't believe we're rebooking Hostel 3, but we're doing it. I would have just had to be the Americans torturing foreigners. A little bit different, and now the foreigners are the baby faces, and they have to overcome the Americans in Vegas. Maybe some fucking crazy Vegas, kill scenes and shit. Like, I don't know, use your environment, right? And switch it up. Like, it's always foreigners torturing Americans. It's basically the Hangover Hostel movie. Like, it's very much similar to the Hangover, which I don't know. Of course, they've just found a body, the snake in the eye, that's actually on a couple of the video posters. Oh man, gross bugs in the eye too. The puppies were too young being working on any movie. Yeah, that's sad. Still need to get Hostel 3 like the other 2. Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if you'd like the third. If you like the first 2, maybe you wouldn't like the third one. I don't know. It's not a good movie by any means. The director is innocent. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's just wild that he was accused of that and actually held in fucking solitary confinement for days until they could present this woman in court. Like, hey, remember when we impaled you for fake? Well, the fucking court thought it was real. We need you to present you in court. And they did. So crazy stuff. Hostel Part 3 is the only watchable one because I quite enjoy Spot Spiegel's direction. Are you a fan of Intruder and From Dusk Till Dawn 2? Intruder I love. From Dusk Till Dawn 2 I don't remember at all. So this is the first animal killing here. He has this muskrat, which this is fucking a hard watch. Jesus, this is fucked up. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's fucked up. That is really fucked up. Fucking Robert Kerman can't even look. And then, of course, they're celebrating with fucking cocaine on a knife, which A little bit of this stuff will make him talk. Yeah, sure. Putting fucking cocaine on a knife. Jesus Christ. It's funny, the opening of this film, it really it's such a different contrast from where the rest of this movie goes. Like it starts off as like expedition to find the crew. And then of course it turns into, oh well, the crew is gone and here's their footage. And it's a very interesting film in that right, because there's very few found footage movies that you know go that route, that go, okay, they show you the finding of the footage and then we see the footage. Like usually it's just we watch the footage and then the camera drops, like at the end of the Blair Witch Project, or so many countless other films. Should have went to jail for the animal murders. Well, I definitely it would have happened if this movie was more recent. He would have fucking went to jail for sure. That court case was insane at the time. That's fucking crazy. Like they actually thought he murdered these people. Like that's fucking crazy. And of course he did really murder the animals for real. So very fucked up. Here, Miss C was talking about before the brutality towards women in this. This is the first scene where we get some of that. Of course, this primitive cannibal is holding this woman down in the mud, and oh my God, he's going to stone the shit out of her. This is one of those commentaries where I'm like, Jesus Christ, what did I get myself into? Like, I don't know how to explain some of this shit. Oh my God, yo, this is fucked up. And another thing too that Deodato does, and Ric Ortolani's score here, again, very somber, doesn't really, it doesn't, promote this violence. It's just fucking sad. Like, it's really messed up. Just sad, like sad music, sad orchestral. Oh God, here comes the stone scene. Yeah, he's stoned the shit out of her vagina, man. That's crazy. Oh my God. This is one of those two, like the first time you see this movie, you're just fucking like shocked the whole time. Like I'll never forget the first time I saw this. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, this is another disturbing part of this movie. I agree with Miss C, man. It doesn't ever really get mentioned, like the fucking hatred towards women this movie has, but it's there. Jeez. No, not the stone scene. Yep. Oh my God. I'll lower this a little bit. This is nuts. And they do such a good job at making this look fucking real, too. And like that's the thing too with this too. Like you look at all these, the shit around it. It's a beautiful like landscape. It's fucking beautiful, and then you see this horrible act taking place. It's just fucking insane. Like, oh no, now he's stoning her to death. And I like how Robert Kerman tries to help, but he can barely watch, but he knows it has to be done. This is, at the time, it was the most bloody horror movie of all time. I mean, to this day, it still is considered like one of the craziest. Like, people have argued like August Underground trilogy or the Gore Vomit Girls trilogy, or, films like Sallow or the 120 Days of Sodom. They're all crazy too. You can make those, Serbian film. That's probably the big one that people would argue today. But I think there are some differences with this. And like when you watch this and August Underground really doesn't have a point or a message or any kind of meaning. Whereas this movie really does. Like it is fucked up, don't get me wrong, but at least there is some sort of a message and moral to be learned here. That's just my opinion though. Who is my favorite horror filmmaker working today? Well, James Wan would be the easy answer, but I would love to see more from David Robert Mitchell, who, of course, brought us It Follows. I loved that movie. That's my favorite horror movie, probably over the last 10 years. I also am a big fan of the team that made The Lodge and Goodnight Mommy. Severin Viala, I believe, and Veronica Franz. Fantastic filmmakers, in my opinion. They should be getting jobs. A lot of people like... Mike Flanagan. I think Mike Flanagan is a good director. I fucking wish he'd do more original. Like the Doctor Sleep, like just didn't interest me. Like I'm sure it was fine too. I don't know. It just didn't interest me at all. I want to see that guy do original horror. Like Hush was a really good movie. My cat is the only thing that showed me love in my entire life. That's kind of the reason how I hold animals in such a high regard over humans. Hey, no, man, I'm an animal lover too. It's funny, I've never actually had a pet in my life, but I'm a big like dog person. I like dogs. It just like South Park when Kenny gets killed in every episode. Yeah, no, but except they actually, some of the shit in this is really depicted as fucking real. Oh no, not fucking male nudity here. This is fucked up. This is nasty, man. But yeah, no, with horror filmmakers now, it'd be James Wan would be my favorite. But I would like to see more from David Robert Mitchell and Severin Viala, Veronica Franz. I think they do great job. Of course, here are all the cannibals, the blowing the poison darts at them and missing on purpose, which I think is brilliant. This is like to sort of warn them, like, you come any closer, we're gonna fucking hit you with these poison fucking spikes here. Really cool. And I like that they actually used real, fellow natives to film these scenes. Like they actually used them. They didn't pay them anything, I don't believe. And when we get into some later scenes, they were really pretty fucked up to them, in my opinion. Ryan Larkin's in the house. Hey, everyone. Hey, what's going on, Ryan? How are you, good brother? Happy Thanksgiving. Well, I know it's a day before, but I guess we'll say David Robert Mitchell needs to make more horror films. The Lodge was quite good. And I love Mike Flanagan's TV shows like Midnight Mass and The Haunting of Hill House. I have to watch those for sure. He's talented. He's very talented. I just want to see more theatrical stuff from him and more like just totally straight up original content. That's what I want to see from him. Like people keep talking, oh, Grande, don't you want to see him remake a Nightmare on Elm Street? No, I don't. I don't want to see him do that. Will it be fine if he does it? Sure. But that's not what Mike Flanagan should be doing. Mike Flanagan should be creating more and more new stuff. Not going back to the past and trying to replicate what Wes Craven did in the 80s. And that's to me where the producers of the genre really miss out. They just want to reboot everything, get all these up and coming talented filmmakers to reboot stuff. Same thing with what the fuck was it called? I can't the Hellraiser reboot, which is going to be David Gordon Green. Like, let's reboot Hellraiser. Like, why? Like, fuck. Like, leave it alone. What are my plans for the 5th? Is the 5th a Friday? Let's see. What day is the 5th? I think it's a Friday. I'm not sure. Malignant is coming out soon to Blu-ray. Already pre-ordered it, brother. Which it's a shame there's not going to be a 4K, but don't get me started on that. Yeah, no, me neither, man. I don't want to see any of that bullshit. I think it's just like totally, in my humble opinion, it's totally bullshit. Like, just let them fucking grow. Like, if they want it as a passion project, sure, but let them grow, man. Let the new filmmakers grow. Of course, here you have I believe the Yanomamo tribe. This guy just screaming, running on the ground, throwing dirt in the air. Like, what the fuck? Trying to reenact what happened. Of course, the burning down of their huts. He's explaining it in his language, screaming and throwing shit in the air. They should get the army to help take down the cannibals. But the real question, Mr. James Moss, who are the real cannibals? Is it them or is it us? And that in there lies the true horror and psychology of this movie, in my opinion. We are the cannibals. It's the New York City film preps. And I don't know, maybe that hits harder to me because I'm actually from New York. So like when I watch this movie, to show a dark side of, the city that I grew up in, and not that I hadn't seen movies that focus on that, movies like Taxi Driver focusing on the dark sides of New York. And, there are a lot of films that have that gritty New York aesthetic. But to me, just seeing these people do the most irrehensible, heinous, horrible acts just absolutely horrified me when I first watched it. They should have done the Halloween H2O thing with Hellraiser, ignore every film except the first two. I mean, sure, you could have done that. I would have even involved part 3. I like part 3. Never thought I would see David Gordon Green remake and reboot of any of these classic horror films, but that's how. And I remember hearing like 10 years ago, he wanted to remake Suspiria, which I actually have my sweatshirt, right? I didn't even realize I had that, but the sweatshirt is right there. He wanted to remake that for the longest time. And after I saw the Halloween movies that he did, I'm thrilled he did remake Suspiria. Only Hellraisers I love are 1 through 3. Totally agree with that. Beautiful shot, cinematography shot of the sunset here, and the cannibals eating this, like, I don't know what you would call that. I think Trenchy's watching along with me. Trenchy, what would you call this, like, substance they're eating? Is that coconut? Like, it looks like they're maybe eating it in a bowl. Like, it almost looks like paste. I think it's coconut, but I'm not sure. Spider-Man, New York Hero. Hell yeah. I got the first 4 Hellraisers on DVD. That's cool, man. I have the VHS of 1 through 4, I believe. I had them all over there. Yeah, I can see them. Love me some Hellraiser, especially the first 3. The first 3 are the best. Just beautiful. Like, the cinematography in this movie is fairly underrated. And considering, like, a lot of the handheld stuff that comes later in the film, like, it was pretty revolutionary for the time, I believe. Here it's now raining in the Green Inferno. See, I don't think Robert Kirkman did a bad job in this. I definitely think Robert Kirkman could have gotten more, like, actual film roles that weren't porn. But this movie didn't do the greatest in Italy, I don't believe, because of all the controversy and stuff. Believe it or not, this movie was a gigantic hit in fucking Japan. They, of course, when it was released in 1980 in Italy, they held out for a couple years, and then 1982, it was released the same weekend as E.T. And E.T. made $30 million in Japan. Cannibal Holocaust made $21 million. They were number 1 and 2, respectively, at the box office in 1982. Fucking crazy to me. Like, Cannibal Holocaust or E.T.? Which one are we going to see, Mom? Like, can you imagine that? Like, that would be so cool. It might be coconut. I do agree with some kind of paste. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I thought coconut, but coconut's not that liquidy, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, granted, I've never eaten coconut straight out of a coconut, so I don't know. Maybe it is that pasty. I don't know. I like the angry video game nerd. Me too. People, Devin, I believe, is in fact told me I'm like the poor man's version of the angry video game nerd, and I sort of agree with that. And some of my cousins are coming down. They live in New York. Might go visit them there someday. That's awesome, man. I'm a big. I love New York City. It's been a while, since COVID. I'm on the outskirts, but since COVID happened, I haven't been going as much. Apparently, it's really dead there now. Like, my buddy, he used to work in the city in the office, and back when I was at Sirius XM, I was working on 6th Avenue, and fucking the amount of people and the bright lights, it's just crazy. Like, my first day at work at Sirius XM, I saw Taylor Swift sitting in a fucking, like, cubicle. I walked right past her. I was like, that was fucking Taylor Swift. Like, holy shit. I kept walking, and I looked to the right, and it was Michael Shea and, oh, God, what the fuck? Colin Jost, I believe his name is. If you don't know who the fuck they are, that's okay, because nobody watches Saturday Night Live anymore. But they're on Saturday Night Live now, and Colin Jost is married to fucking Scarlett Johansson. So I was like, yo, that guy's dick is getting sucked by Scarlett Johansson. He's right next to, like, I could see him from my desk. Like, crazy, man. You see some crazy shit in New York City, but I don't know. Like, it's always fun to talk, like, New York City stories. Oh God, I couldn't imagine Green remaking a bloody masterpiece like Suspiria. It's hard for me to pick a favorite film, but Suspiria is a film I rewatch a lot. I love Suspiria too, man. I think Luca Guadagnino did a good job with the remake. Oh my God, this person's getting fucking Jesus Christ. This, of course, they introduce you to the other tribe of cannibals that are fucking insanely violent. Holy moly. Yeah, this is one of those movies where I didn't think this fully through when I was doing. One day I will go to Japan. I would love to go to Japan as this woman's being viciously fucking raped. The Japanese love their crazy shit. Damn right. No, like, Japanese culture is so interesting to me. Like, they love, oh my God. See, now they're like stoning this woman's midsection. Oh. Dude, if I saw that, I would run so fucking fast the other direction. What was I saying? So, I fucking forgot what I was saying. Oh, Japanese culture. They are big seafood people, huge seafood guy, baseball people. I'm a big baseball guy. Horror fans, big wrestling fans. Of course, the Tokyo Dome. I love Japan. That's like the number one foreign country I'd like to visit. Never been to the city. Lived in Syracuse, New York all my life. Oh, that's cool, man. The big fucking orange. I have a few friends that went to college up in Syracuse. First two movies that really bothered me. I guess I'm not a big fan of body horror. I actually felt squeamish, especially some of the scenes in part 2. Hellraiser 2 made you squeamish? Wait till you watch Gutterballs, Miss C. Wait till you see what happens to some of the private parts of that movie. If that doesn't make you squeamish, I don't know what would. Maybe when I'm up there in New York eventually, maybe I'll see you. Probably not, knowing my luck. Well, you never know, man. I haven't been to the city in so damn long. Do you remember in 1977 blackout in New York? Well, I was born in 1996, so no. But maybe my dad does. Maybe my parents do. I don't know. The remake of Suspiria is quite decent, but it's a long film. I agree, but I think it's a damn good remake because he knew he couldn't hold a candle to the original. He did everything the opposite. Let's, instead of the vibrant, beautiful colors, make it bleak. Instead of the goblin-esque score, let's make it something completely different. And Tom Yorke from, of course, Radiohead did that. I think that was a damn good remake. I remember one time I was watching this with my friend Alex, and this lead guy with the fucking all the strands of like straw and hay coming out from his head. I was like, dude, Alex, that could be you. And I said, instead of the straw, it would be spaghetti. And he was like, you son of a bitch. But we were hysterical laughing. Fucking wild. All the cannibals up in the tree like that. Wow. It must have been fucking fun for them to film this. Like, granted, some of the scenes later in the in this movie where they're burning down the fucking houses, they actually had the people in the tribe stand in there, which is fucking insane in my opinion. Now Robert Kerman is bathing in the water, of course, some more male nudity for anybody who likes that. And I believe all the women are about to attack him. At least I believe so. I like Dead Meat Kill Count. I don't like that. I don't like that channel that much. I don't know. Not a fan. Didn't like them. I love the buildup of this movie. Like, we start with the viciousness of the cannibals, so we think they're the reason why the people disappeared. Then we see the truth, and it's a gut punch. Exactly, because that's the thing, Trenchy. Like, our initial reaction, at least, I don't know. I don't know if I'll speak for everybody on this, but my initial reaction is, oh, these cannibals did it. These cannibals murdered them. These innocent, filmmakers. And then you see what happens, and it's just such a perfect 180. You're like, these fucking people were even worse than what I thought these, cannibals were. And I think that's the whole, brilliant psychology of this. Yeah, maybe, but I got the feeling the body horror and gutter balls were done in a comical way. No, it is certainly not comical. Well, I don't know. It depends on your sense of humor, but the special makeup effects are very real looking in that film. That guy hates his son. Which guy? Which guy hates his son? Trent, you're right. You love spaghetti. Dude, who doesn't fucking love spaghetti? Those four should not piss off the cannibals in the first place. Damn right. And Robert Kerman here, he is about to find the film canisters. They have all these naked women bowing down to the fucking shrine of film canisters and dead bodies, the skeletons. Oh my God, fantastic shot. And Robert Kerman's, oh no, like the sad look on his face. I like this too. Deodato does this where he shows the skeleton and then he shows like a picture of one of the kids smiling. So Francesca smiling, Perry smiling, Carl Gabriel Yorke smiling, like the innocent selves. And then now we see what has become of them. But why? Why? That is the rest of our film. Haha, fear no. Oh no, not a spaghetti fan though. Okay. And they also have this stuff where Robert Kerman's doing like this, like he's recording himself and shit and like documenting it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little touch. I don't know. I don't get why Robert Kerman put this down. Like, I also think with like Fred Lincoln too. Like, what? Like, you made all these porn films, directed all these porn films, and like you're ashamed that you were in fucking Last House on the Left. Like, I get it. Last House on the Left's controversial too, but fuck, like. Even that movie is a lot less controversial than this fucking movie. I could see the movie poster in the. I could see the movie in the poster frame. Really? Can you really? Where? Which poster? Behind my head? Oh, I don't know. I can't really see it. Like here, a little bit. I guess a little bit. I bet the cannibals eat Jimmy Hoffa. maybe the fucking cannibals ate Jimmy Hoffa. I don't know. Robert Kerman, of course, now trying to get an explanation. playing this music for the cannibals, hoping they come out. They all come out now. Look at this. Now, there's been a lot of dispute on the budget of this movie. Deodato claims over and over that it was super low budget, and he claims that he had the budget of about $100,000 to make this movie. However, Francesca Ciardi, she has gone on record saying she thinks that he had a ton of money. They begged Deodato to make this because he had made Man from Deep River in 1972, I believe. And that's really like the first cannibal movie that anyone has on note. And they wanted him for years to make another one, make another cannibal movie. He held off. He made like a drama film, a science fiction film, and none of them were big hits. And so in 1978, they said, please, we've been begging for fucking 6 years. Will you just do this? And that's how this movie came into production. So Deodato says they didn't give him much. I don't know who to believe on that. I believe Francesca in some ways because she said that they did stay in nice hotels. They were treated to dinner. They were paid pretty decently. I don't know. I don't know if $100,000, but granted, you could save a lot of that money. Like you have all these primitive people that they didn't pay them shit. They probably gave them, food, which were the animals they were killing, but who knows? Oh, I like spaghetti. It's my favorite food along with mac and cheese. I just have a story that involves it. You do? Dude, do tell, man. I'm all ears. How you see Last Night in Soho? I did see Last Night in Soho. I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was a really good movie. One of the better movies I've seen all year, for sure. Like, I will say there are people saying like it was better than Malignant. I didn't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I think Malignant was the best horror movie I saw all year. But Last Night in Soho was really good. It was a good tribute to, Argento films of yesteryear. The color palette was fantastic. The soundtrack, Anya Taylor-Joy, and I forget Thomason something. I forget the other girl's name. The two of them to give very, very good performances. The film is like maybe 10 minutes over long, but Last Night in Soho was a very good movie. I liked Last Night in Soho a lot. First 2/3, I think, or even 3/4 are fantastic. Last act, but definitely a really good movie. Highly recommend. Any Edgar Wright fans in the house, you would love it. Of course, now we are back in New York City. Stock shots of a skyscraper. And this is where I think you get the coolest thing about this movie is Robert Kirkman returns to the States now, and he wants to show the footage that they shot on the air on a Channel 13 or a PBS or, something along those lines. And, once you see the footage, you're like, well, Jesus Christ, could you imagine watching this on Channel 13? Like the impalement scene, like, holy shit. I don't know if I'll tell it here. Wow. But if you really want to know, I'll get it to you. I've said it on some live streams before, although I should stop doing that. Wow. You're not even going to tell us on here. That must be, and Trenchy's pretty open guy. That's got to be some controversial shit, man. Oh, no. I really want to know now. There's a private chat. I don't know how I would invite you to that. But that's pretty cool, man. I love that this guy's ADR is really bad. Like the TV show host. More shots of New York City. Man, and part of me would love to go back to New York City if just for a day in like the 70s and just see it. Here we have these board of people saying, oh, we should really show this. This should be something crazy. And Robert Kirkman's like, did you watch the footage yet, you crazy son of a bitches? Because you wouldn't be saying this. According to James Wan, listed Phenomena, Trauma, and Tenebrae as huge influences on Malignant. See, I think Last Night in Soho was more like, something that Mario Bava would do or Argento would do. It definitely feels more like a tribute to those movies, but James Wan is just, I don't know. I think he's the best. I loved everything about Malignant. I just thought it was a great film. I bet that Beavis and Butthead like Cannibal Holocaust. You think so? I don't know. I never thought about Beavis and Butthead watching this movie. Beavis and Butthead Take America and watch Cannibal Holocaust. Maybe that would be the sequel. So here you get all this stock footage of people actually being fucking killed, entitled The Last Road to Hell, in the same text of The Last House on the Left, which is pretty interesting. Presented by the BDC, directed by Alan Yates. So this is here, they used real stock footage of people being fucking murdered. And just put the actors' names on it. So Jack Anders and Shonda Tommaso, all these people that are fake characters in the movie, but they put their names over like they directed these scenes. Which the stock footage is fucking brutal too. This is similar to the stuff you'll see in Faces of Death. Although Faces of Death is funny, like half of it is really, snuff, like people getting killed, but then the other half is like really poorly acted and clearly fake. You just saw a kid get gunned down. Like, holy shit. Malignant is a bloody cult classic and my favorite film of the year. Amen, man. I second that. I love that fucking movie. I don't know if it's a cult classic because people fucking didn't like it. Every fucking person I went to the theater to see that with didn't like it. I just threw it out. I was like, fuck, like, I don't know anymore. Like, I don't know what I could just say anymore. Oh my God. So they're showing people putting bags over their heads, getting fucking shot. Jesus Christ. And once again, that Ric Ortolani score that just very, just sad. Like it's a sad score, but it really is the key to this movie, in my opinion. I guess we could pop open the dew now. I just finished my water, so I guess we'll pop open the dew. Oh, gotta love that sound. Everybody, I don't know what y'all are drinking, but cheers, Mountain Dew. Oh, only the best. Only the best the day before Turkey Day. Now they're introducing the kids that went missing. Faye, Jack, Alan. I love what they're introduced to, and it almost looks like this footage, the camcorder footage has like this yellow tint to it. And it almost looks like they rubbed silt on the film or something. It just has this great, like, gritty look. Malignant's reputation will grow as the years go on. And how can people not love that third act? It's bloody perfection. Couldn't tell you, man. I don't know. If someone would like that movie, that's fine, but I don't know. I got some water. Fucking A, man. I just finished my water. I will watch 2 of the Thanksgiving football games tomorrow. Cool. Which ones? You watching? I know Detroit always plays. Detroit plays the Bears, which that's a fucking bad game. I don't know the other 2 games, though. I know my Steelers lost on Sunday night. That's stuck. But Justin Herbert's a monster. The Chargers are a good football team, man. They can find a way to just be consistently defensive. I think they're going to have a shot. So now here we get our found footage stuff. I love Carl Gabriel Yorke as this fucking lead heel. He is just such a dislikable, despisable, fucking heinous piece of shit. And he does a great job because, like, that's exactly like if you've ever been to New York City or been anywhere where there's preps. Oh shit, Francesca Ciardi and her yits, which are smaller than my fucking yits. That's a letdown. She has a small yits, man. I don't know. That's like, is that A? Could you even give that A cup? Trench, are you watching this? Is that A cup or is that like, that's like man boobs? What the fuck? Fucking his yits are bigger than her yits. Not a bad looking woman either. I believe Francesca Ciardi was straight out of Italy. Beautiful woman, but man, I don't know. Looks like she needed to be doing some squats. And holy shit, mow that lawn, baby. Oh my God. You could get fucking lost in that bush. You could get lost in the Green Inferno or you could get lost in that bush. That's bad. Robert Kirkman's like, Jesus Christ, look at that bush. Bears, Lions, and Bills, Saints. Bills, Saints. Well, the Saints without a quarterback, though. Trevor Siemian. Yeah, the Bills are screwed. Dude, yeah, aren't those the small yits? And she's got to mow that fucking lawn, right? What the fuck, man? That's a crazy, like, 70s porn bush right there. Jesus Christ. Call up the landscaper. That's some bad bush action. I thought this was smart too. Instead of just playing the footage out, they intersplice interviews with the people and their fake parents. My son was a piece of shit, or I haven't talked to this person in a while and shit like that. Like getting interviews from their parents was smart, and even they're slightly telling you that they were not fucking good people. Kind of cool. I don't know. Not that lawn, LMAO. No, dude, you gotta mow that lawn. That's bad. Like, oh my God, trim that, lady. You beautiful fucking Italian woman, man. That's like, You need bigger yits and fucking, oh my God, I don't know. All-American Werewolf in New Jersey. What's going on, good brother? Hey, all. What's going on, man? Happy Thanksgiving. Day before, but we're cheating. Apparently Faye was a part of this fucking religious, like, all, look at how, like, pure this is. I wonder where this scene was filmed, man. All these innocent kids. And they're just like, oh, Faye left us a long time ago, blah, blah, blah. Well, I thought that was interesting, too, though. Like, it shows you that, somebody who's turned so sour can start from something that looks so sweet and innocent. Really good psychology. See, a lot of this stuff goes over people's heads. Like, they don't appreciate it. This lady's like, oh, my husband, Jack, he's a fucking scumbag. Like, also, this woman has a pretty bad haircut. What the fuck? She has like a Justin Bieber haircut. This is bad, man. I don't know. The fucking Swans put the yeah, for real. Third Thanksgiving game is Raiders at the Cowboys. That's a good game. Okay. That's a good fun. I'll be watching that. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know if you're new to the channel, American Werewolf in Jersey, but I feel like it's the first time I've ever seen your name. So welcome to Grande's Graveyard, man. I'm glad you could join us tonight here watching Cannibal Holocaust. Of course, we're drinking some Mountain Dew on the Heezy in this. And we are about, I don't know how long we are into the film. Maybe an hour, close to an hour, 50 minutes. Okay, yeah, so we're all about an hour in. My son is no good. I need to go back to my job. This guy's so like this fucking mechanic Mario looking motherfucker. He literally looks like Robert Kerman in like 20 years after this or something. Wow, that guy buried his own son, man. I don't want to talk about my son. I would love to go in a film room like this where they have all these like film canisters and shit like that. Like I'm a mark for stuff like that. Like look at the film prints and stuff. I don't know. Has anybody in here ever been in a projector room? I've actually never been in a projector room in my life. I feel like that'd be really, really cool. My stepsister likes Mountain Dew a lot. Well, God bless her, man. I'm a big Mountain Dew enthusiast. I absolutely love it. Of course, now we're back to watching the footage. I thought it was smart how this was edited. Like they did a little bit on the outside, a little bit on the footage. Like they played with it very well, in my humble opinion. Like this scene, this doesn't even have sound when they're walking there. And then now they've interspliced the sound in there. Yeah, like this is just gross, like yellow filter on it, man. A lot of this stuff will be thrown out. Yeah, you gotta throw the whole thing out because this is beyond fucked up, man. So, another thing about this movie too, you can never make this movie. Well, besides the whole animal thing, I don't think you could make a movie as effective or raw as this anymore. Like Green Inferno tries, but I don't know. It doesn't work the same. My son is dead. I don't want to talk about him no more. Yeah, no, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. That guy's just like, I need to go back to work. I don't want to talk about him no more. Like the guy's just like over the top hamming it up. New York actor. Now, cool fun fact about Francesca Ciardi. She went to college with Ruggerio Deodato's younger sister. And she was trying to act in commercials at the time. And she asked her, she said, hey, is your brother casting for anything? And she said, yeah, why don't you go meet him? And she met him and he said, I have this great role for you in this little movie I've written called Cannibal Holocaust. And, the rest is history. Pretty cool stuff. This is the beginning of the turtle scene where they're taking the turtle out of the water. This is not for the faint of heart. This is probably one of the most disturbing fucking things I've ever seen in my life. It's just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but a lot bloody. Yeah, this is a crazy film. Never mind. The best thing Eli Roth has ever done was that Thanksgiving short. Yeah, no, that really was one of the better things he ever did. He should have actually made that into a movie. It would have been worth the shit. But of course, I guess maybe for the better. I don't know. I thought for the better that it would be to make it, but oh my God, this is oh my God, dude. The turtle just got his head taken off. What's even scarier about that too is as soon as that happens, you see the fucking light twitch. And apparently, Carl Gabriel Yorke wasn't there when they killed this turtle. Like, he had yet to be casted because the guy like who originally was going to play his part didn't fucking come on the boat. And here you see Francesca Ciardi throwing up for fucking real. They just murdered this turtle in front of her. She's like, get the fuck away from me. Oh my God, yo. Jeez. The TMNT would kick the cannibals' ass. Yo, can you imagine fucking Cannibal Holocaust 2, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus the fucking cannibals? That'd be amazing. Well, they honestly would have to fight these fucking New York City people. That's become an iconic image of Perry pretending to eat the fucking turtle head. King Nicor's in the hazy. Zaddy. We are, Trenchy's watching along with me. We're, at the moment, they're murdering this giant fucking turtle. Let's see. 55-17 is where I'm at. That's where we're at, Trench. King Nicor. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Yeah, we're on the turtle scene, which is insane. Oh, my God. See, I don't know anything about turtle. Like, what part of the turtle do you eat? Like, just, like... Oh, my God. This is fucked up. Oh, the tortoise face. Fucking Corey. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. What do you tell your actors? All right, you see that fucking turtle? Murder it. Like, what the fuck? Francesca Ciardi can't even look, man. Corey, Francesca Ciardi has a crazy 70s porn bush, man. She needs to mow that fucking lawn. Me and Trenchy were talking about it. She also has the smallest yits I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's actually insane. Beautiful woman, too. Like, nice face. I don't know, just no oomph. No oomph to her. Not a bad actress, though. Oh, my God, yo. That's fucked up. I don't know if you cut it. Like, I've never watched the alternate cut where they cut the cruelty out, but I couldn't fucking imagine. Like, it would be a lot shorter movie for sure. You got to be on drugs to understand what the hell's going on. Yeah, no. I'm sure they were. You know, Deodato has said this in the interviews on this Blu-ray here, where he said that he just really wanted to go as absurd and crazy with it as he could. Like, they were leaving the set, I believe, like second week of filming, and he shouted as everybody was like, he said, okay, that's a wrap. And everybody was walking out, and he stood on his director chair and shouted, tomorrow we will impale a woman. And everybody like turned around and didn't know what he was talking about because he had kept it a secret. And then, of course, when you get to the impalement scene, right now, Francesca Ciardi and her A-cup yits, she has a giant spider on her. That spider, you know, fun fact, is not alive as the scene was being shot. They put a dead spider on her, but it was a real spider that they had killed previously, and that's how they get it off her. So she had to act and all that, and screaming and hollering and all this shit. Facts. LOL. Cannibal Holocaust is my fave. Keep the cruelty. I love Cannibal Holocaust too. I think cutting the animal cruelty would lessen the impact. Exactly. It, like I was saying before, it adds to like you getting sickened by these fucking people. Like, I don't like, you hate them and you grow to hate them, but like, I don't know if I'd hate them as much as I do if they didn't fucking just mangle and fucking take that turtle apart. Like, it does. It adds to, I know it's horrible to say, but like, it does add to the obscenity of the whole thing. You can tell that Faye, the Francesca Ciardi character, she's the only one with like a heart in this too. Like the other four of them, they all have no fucking heart. Our lead guide, Luca, he's been bitten by a snake. I believe in real life he only had one leg, so they were like, "Oh, how will we use that?" So they used his prosthetic leg. They had to like pretend like to cut it off. And this is where they cut it off. So maybe that's what Carl Gabriel Yorke saw when he was on the river. He saw a fake leg. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was a fake leg. I don't know if it was a real leg or not. The MPAA sucks completely. I fucking hate the MPAA, especially that dick with the camera getting up close and filming the guts with no remorse. No, that's the thing. You know, if you watch a movie like Last House on the Left, after they rape Sandra Peabody and Lucy Grantham, they have that scene where they all get up and look at each other and they're disgusted with even within themselves. Great scene, one of my favorite scenes. But this movie, it has the impalement scene where, you know, we'll get to where, and I'll discuss that then. But this movie, there's no remorse. Like even in Last House on the Left, there's a little bit of fucking remorse. This movie, they just no, like we don't regret what we did, and that's what makes it so fucking deplorable. We'll never forget first time watching Cannibal Holocaust, had no spoilers, never watched a review for it. The Muddy Stone dildo, yep, that we watched that already. Dildo scene gave me chills, made me sick. Only movie to make me feel anything. Well, only horror. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this is I guess I could briefly tell when I first watched this movie. This was a movie back in the day before the Blu-ray came out that was not the easiest to find. Like you could go to Hollywood Video and rent Cannibal Holocaust. Like that was not, at least by me. I don't know. Maybe in certain towns, maybe in mom and pop video stores around the world. But by me, you never saw this movie on DVD until this Blu-ray came out in, I believe, 2010, 2011 era from Grindhouse Releasing, which is one of my favorite special editions and one of my favorite companies out there. Release more stuff, Grindhouse, because we love you. I watched this movie on my phone. This is way back in the day. Really shitty transfer of it, and I watched it, and I was blown away because I thought it was going to just be offensive for the sake of it. And when I found out that there was a message and there was a method to the proverbial madness, I just garnered such a respect for it. And the fact that, horror, Corey was saying, well, only horror. This is a very well done horror film. The horror in it really hits home. Like you can't, I feel like very few people could watch this and not be horrified by it. It is one of the movies to me that defines the horror genre. It's really, really powerful horror film. This week, the Fangoria magazine that I ordered on Amazon came in. It's $129 from December of '93. That's awesome, man. What's on the cover of it? What's inside? It was just so merciless. Never experienced that kind of depravity before. Makes it the best horror. I agree. I would consider this one of the best top 10 horror movies ever made. I know you wrote your reviews, Corey, for Fucked Up November. So, Corey, let me ask you, because we haven't gotten too far into this, although I did mention like August Underground and stuff like that. Where do you is there a spot where you draw the line with a movie like this? Or, whereas this movie, I think, definitely has a message and a theme and a moral. I know you're reviewing the Vomit Gore trilogy. Would you consider that, like, because I don't see any moral or anything in that. To me, that's gratuitous for the sake of being gratuitous. Whereas this, it has a message and a point, even though it has gratuitous shit in it. That's just my way of separating the two. But I don't know how you feel about that. First time watching Cannibal Ferox was the original Grindhouse DVD. Terrible transfer. Blu-ray is crazy. I have the Blu-ray, actually. Fucking fantastic, man. I love Cannibal Ferox. Great, great movie. And this is the monkey's going to get his head taken off. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Apparently, this fucking guy that they got to do this, he was, like, honored because in his village, that's, like, a huge deal. Like you're the big man on campus if you fucking do that. I'm not even kidding you. That's the case here. So he was thrilled, and they didn't get the shot they wanted when they first shot it, so they made him do it twice. So 2 monkeys were lost for that. So fucking insane shit. Also, to Ric Ortolani, the pew, 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 like some of those added in, just fucking weird, but it works, man. The score in this movie is so damn good. On the Fangoria magazine, it's the werewolf from the HBO movie Full Eclipse. Also, Addams Family Values and more. Love Addams Family Values. I don't think I've ever seen Eclipse. So here they've shot one of the cannibals, and now they're trying to follow him to his hut in the village, which you get some more fucking insane shit. It's funny, like now you're at the point where this movie is like fucking full throttle. Like the whole thing is fucked up, but The last, like when you watch this, it's just absolutely wild. But so well filmed. Like it's such a well-made movie. Um, I see vomit gore as pornography. I agree. I see Cannibal Holocaust style Serbian film as art that cuts the nerve. Serbian film is just a little too scatterbrained. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's the thing too. Like when you watch those three movies in particular, Corey, they're all really well made. Like that's to me the thing when I saw Serbian film that disturbed me the most was how polished that film is. Like this movie's gritty. Sallow is gritty. There's nothing really gritty about Serbian film. Serbian film, it's a very well made film. Like it's a good looking film. Um, but then all this horrible shit happens, and it's just like people that make a gorgeous looking movie doing this. Oh my god! Like what the fuck? It just totally threw me off when I saw that. I only watched it the one time. It's one that I've never gone back to and probably never will. Because that movie was really, it took it very far. Effed Up November will probably be dropping in December. Yeah, I was gonna say I have laryngitis, no voice to record. I'm sick as fuck, dude. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better. Are you getting anything in the sales on Friday, man? Because I was at the end of this, I was thinking if there's time, I'll talk about what I'll be getting. But yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying on top here. I feel the same way with August Underground. Like that's horror pornography, and then it's just this fucked up. So initially, here's the scene where they're going to shoot this pig. They only had one pig, so they only had one take to film this. Initially, they wanted Carl Gabriel Yorke to shoot this pig, and now he shot him. And Carl Gabriel Yorke, if you watch this closely, you can tell he fucks up this scene. He had no idea. He just improvised what he had to say because he was so shocked that a pig had just been shot in front of him, and he remembered his cue to go, Jack, and they shoot, and then they're forcing all these cannibals to get into these houses where they're going to burn, which is fucking crazy. Thank goodness this film is not banned in the United States. I'm sure it was cut in the United States for a long time, but I'm not sure. Like I don't know like which countries it was banned versus which ones it wasn't. Oh yeah, BS and maybe Severin. I'll be definitely getting both. I'm getting. Well, I guess I'll tell at the end, but I'm excited. Thanks, peeps. Yeah, man, feel better. Is that a French horn? Holy Corey, we love Corey. Pokey Pig would be pissed off. Yeah, no. Apparently they were all on the boat, sailing over to film this, and they had the pig in the boat with Carl Gabriel Yorke, and he's like, "Oh, this is a nice pig." He was playing with the fucking pig. They get to the shore, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, you're going to shoot this fucking pig today." And he was like, "I'm not going to fucking do that. I just rode in the boat with this pig. Are you fucking sick?" And without missing a beat, Ruggerio Deodato went, "Luca, you're going to fucking shoot this fucking pig." Like, that pig was getting shot no matter what happened. So even though the lead actor refused, okay, the next guy will do it. Like, I'll get somebody to do it. Fucking crazy. As here, they're burning down the cannibal huts. And they actually make the fucking cannibals stay inside the houses as they're burning. And every now and again, they'd signal for a couple of them. All right, come out. You come out now. You two, you stay in, to get these real shots. Like, holy shit, man. Like, this is fucking insane. They easily could have been burned alive if any of the fucking houses collapsed too early. Perfect usage of the score. Insert the score. Here are these filmmakers that will go at, the extent of anything to get the footage that they want. Even if it means the lives of others, the lives of animals, and, completely just irreprehensible stuff. I mean, but to me, horrifying, truly horrifying. I will never watch films like August Underground and Serbian film. That takes things way too far, in my opinion. So there is a line. See, yeah, everybody I think has a line. I think Serbian film is a line. It's a fucked up film. And some people would say the line was drawn here. Some people would say the line is drawn way before movies like this. I guess it all fucking, depends upon your line or perception of what's more fucked up or whatever. But I do think this is a powerful film. Whether you like it or not, it's very powerful. Director of this film is a sick man. Yeah, Ruggerio Deodato is a sick motherfucker. I love him, but he's a crazy son of a bitch. It's crazy to me that he directed this and House on the Edge of the Park back to back with this. This was filmed in 79, came out February. One of my favorite scenes here, Francesca is laying in, the corner of one of these burned down houses. And Carl Gabriel Yorke surprises her. And they have sex in the ashes of the cannibals' homes right here. Just absolutely, like, we just burned down your house and had sex in the ashes. Like, if that's not fucking crazy, I don't know what is. They apparently had a very hard time filming this. Francesca didn't want to show her yits, which, granted, she doesn't have much to show, so I don't know why. But she didn't want to show her yits, and Deodato yelled at her on the bullhorn. She also suggested to Carl Gabriel Yorke that they fuck for real, so the love scene would look real, and he didn't want to do it. So I don't know. It's crazy, like, the amount of shit that went on to this one, like, 40-second scene. It's the cannibals' final straw. Yeah, and it's been burned down. The review for Goodbye Uncle Tom will drop your jaws, Grande. Don't do any research. Allow me to blow your mind. I do know of that one. I won't. I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't watched it, but I know of its reputation, and it's. I'm sure that will blow my mind. You're doing that. The Vomit Gore trilogy. I don't know. What are the other ones you're doing, Corey? See, this is how you mix beautiful, upbeat music with horrific imagery. I watched a movie last night with John S. called No Vacancy that tried something and failed miserably. Yeah, that's this movie would be good even without Ric Ortolani's music. But with Ric Ortolani's score, it's so much better. Like, it really makes this movie what it is. And he also would work up with Deodato on House on the Edge of the Park. Like, just this shot right here of fucking having sex in the ashes as all the people's homes that they just burned down watch from behind, and just like this, like, oh my God, like, oh my, like, this is like, they're really like the most like despicable horror villains ever, the people in these movies. Like there's nothing redeemable about any of them. Like, they're all just pieces of shit. Apparently the director of this film makes a cameo. He does. That's right. Eli Roth, this is like his favorite film. So he had him make an appearance in Hostel Part 2, which is really cool. Jesus Christ, man. This is a fucked up movie. Maybe Hostel would have been a good or phenomenal film if Tarantino wrote and directed that film. I couldn't even imagine that. It certainly would still be gory. One day, baseball will be back in Montreal. I really like this scene too with Robert Kerman and one of the ladies on the board of the BBC or whatever the hell, or BBFC. She's saying that people want sensationalism. The more you rape their senses, they enjoy it, which is really, I think, one of the big messages of this film. I believe she's right with that. And it's really a commentary, I think, on horror fans a little bit. Like, sometimes we watch some Friday the 13th movies and we want sensationalism. We want to see something crazy like that. Jason picking off teens that are having sex and doing drugs and drinking alcohol. And that's, we all watch that stuff. We all enjoy that stuff. This is kind of the commentary on that, like saying what the audience wants. And then I think Kerman does a good job saying, imagine if somebody came into your house, raided your fridge, burned down your home, and then fucked in the ashes. You wouldn't be too fucking happy about that, would you? No, and neither are the cannibals. Hence, what happens to the film crew. There will be one for Serbian film, Martyrs, an audition. LOL, yeah, Goodbye Uncle Tom's a part. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I look forward to your review because I am not daring enough to ever talk about that one. Yep, Deodato cameos as a cat. Yes, that's true. That is very true. It should be a sequel to Cannibal Holocaust. Now, I believe there's like 6 or 7 films that are unofficially a sequel to this. There is a movie out there called Cannibal Holocaust too, but it has nothing to do with this movie. So in name only. This is like terrifying, this scene, man. This guy's like decaying on the fucking, oh my God. He will be lunch for some alligator. Oh my God, all this thing decaying, all the worms on him. Fucking filthy, man. He does a good job, like, narrating, too. Like, he's definitely does a good job. John Steele re-sleeved, isn't it easy? Oh, shit, John Steele, you're just in time for this fucking violent abortion scene. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. This is like, oh my God, yo. This looks so real, too, this scene. Like, oh my God, dude. Oh my Jesus Christ. I don't drink alcohol, but Jesus Christ, maybe I should during this fucking movie. Jesus. They explain, like, through sideways dialogue that the kid would have been sick or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand that, but like, oh my God. The way that they take the fetus and just throw it in the mud. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, man. This is so fucked up. And then they stone the fucking shit out of her. Oh. Wow. That's a pretty fucked up scene. That's a screwed up moment. Yeah, you're telling me, man. I've seen it before, and it's fucking shocking. It's not an event unless you listen to Gap Band Party Train over the film Volume Down. Ooh, I don't know. So we love Ric Ortolani's score, but Gap Band Party Train, I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, they add a little something to this. Even though Francesca needs to mow her lawn, like she's got that horrible 70s porn bush, and she has some small yitties, I'm slightly attracted to her. I don't know what it is. She's kind of pretty woman. I like how he's explaining like what's a savage as it applies to the Yakumos versus the Yanomomos, and like it's very interesting how like he views this whole thing like he almost views the whole thing as a game, and he gets a little burned for that. Let's say that. He overdid it. They're just like trying to defend him. Oh, he overdid it. He overdid it. He fucking mangled a fucking tortoise and raped people and holy shit. That's overdoing it. I don't know what's uber overdoing it. Does the guy's pee-pee have sideburns too? Fucking Robert Kerman did for sure. Yeah, that was that's how you know it's a fucking 70s, made in the 70s. She's Italian. She's fire. Yeah, no, she's a good looking woman. I'm not gonna lie. She just like, I don't know, like mow that lawn, mama. Oh my God. Like that's like you get fucking talk about getting lost in the forest. You get lost in that fucking bushel, man. That's get lost in the shrubbery. I don't know. And here we have all these New York City BBFC members. Oh, we will watch the film and sit in this boardroom, which looks like a nice room to watch a movie in. Like look at these comfy leather chairs here. Like it looks like the most comfy thing ever. And they're watching this on this little small screen. Just like Family Guy episodes. The suits don't care. They just want their ratings to be high. I don't see how this would have ever aired on TV though. Like, would this really? Like, I don't even think HBO would have. Like whatever the ones that don't have the restrict guidelines. If they're not going to air Tekashi BK's imprint, I don't think they're airing this. Keep the lawn. I'll work around it. Jesus Christ! I hope you have a fucking weed whacker with you, brother. Death to the FCC. The fellas at the freaking FCC. Oh man, I love that episode. Yeah, that's right, Family Guy. Oh man, this is a disturbing scene too. They marked her and about to have their way with her. Jesus. Yeah, see, like when I first thought, like, oh, let's do a commentary on Cannibal Holocaust. It's like, what do you say during these scenes? Like, well, I will say the grass is beautifully green on this Blu-ray. And meanwhile, this woman's being raped. Like, what do you say? Like, it's just fucked up. First date movie, Cannibal Holocaust. Did you imagine? Yo, I would dare somebody on a first date to watch this movie with, like, oh my God, could you imagine, like, if they even made it this far? I do like that Faye is like trying to stop them. She's like, yo, you need to fucking stop. This is crazy. Like, we shouldn't fucking we shouldn't fucking be doing this. The ending where they go destroy this film only after they realize the film crew was killed because it would make them look liable. Well, you know, that's a way to look at it too. Yeah, sure. They do defend them for the longest time. Oh, you know, he was just, you know, going a little far. You know, that's what he always did. Blah blah blah. No, like these people are the scum of the earth, and that's what scared me so much. It's just that these preps from New York City could be so evil and show such darkness. That's the thing that scares me about this movie the most. Just smile and wave, Grande. Smile and wave. They're on the third person. Nice talking to you. I got to go now. Bye for now, and happy Thanksgiving, dude. James Moss, happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe, my friend. Enjoy the football games. Rock on, my friend. She's yelling at him to stop shooting. Now, this scene, you can see closely that she hits Carl Gabriel Yorke, and he falls down into the mud with his pants down. He's saying that his entire like ass crack is filled with mud. So when it was time to throw her to the side, they fucking actually threw her to the side like really hard. And you could see it here too. He was actually Carl Gabriel Yorke was pissed because he fucking hit all this fucking mud up in his ass. Jesus Christ. This is like, I don't even know what to say. My favorite scene in horror history right here. Well, I'll raise it up a little bit. This is my favorite scene in the history of the genre. The panning shot of the beautiful shrubbery and now into this iconic image of the woman impaled on the pole. To me, the greatest special effect in any film ever. Like this, you can't tell me this doesn't look fucking real. Like this is, no wonder he got arrested for this. Like, holy shit. And this moment right here, the smile on Carl Gabriel Yorke's face, and the fact that the other filmmaker had to take him out of the moment of enjoying the footage that he was going to get, enjoying what he saw. You know, the people that put her on that pole, they're not the real cannibals. It's the guy's smiling beneficence, looking down from the ground and up at it. That's horror at its finest, man. That's just, and I love Francesca's face. She's just like, this is fucked up. Like you can tell on her face, man. That's not acting. That's raw. Like this is fucked up emotion. It does. Apparently they had her sit on a bicycle seat and then like hold the rest of it, it looked like it would be heavy to me. Like hold the rest of it like in her mouth. I don't know how she did it, but man, it looks so real. Oh my Lord, it's horrible. Who could do something like that? Exactly. I can't believe the reason for such violence. Hypocrite. If that ain't the pot call, the kettle black, I don't know what is. And then, of course, here we get the start of our final act where our lead heels do get their comeuppance, rightfully so. She had that strong mouth. Oh, no. Well, I guess she must have. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen, like, she's not in an interview on this. I wonder what she thought. Like, maybe it's just a job for her, but like, I've never seen an interview or anybody discuss that actress. That's wifey. Oh shit. Okay. Well, hey man, that'd be a horror icon. I mean, imagine marrying a horror icon. And Faye is like pleading, we have to stop. We gotta go. We gotta go. You push them to this, man. You tease the lion long enough, man. You're gonna get eaten. They picked off Jack, stoned the fuck out of him. Oh my god. I thought this was especially well done too, because like when I first watched this movie, I thought the whole movie was going to be like this. I thought the whole movie was going to be cannibals killing these innocent people. Boy, was I wrong, but boy, was I so happy and surprised to see that they actually used psychology and, turned the table, that it was these people from the United States that were really the monsters. If you fell out of a plane, she could save you with her mouth, just the tip. Speaking of just the tip, Jack just got his pee-pee taken off. Oh, blood score. Oh, man. That's a crazy blood squib right there. Stoned him to death. It's funny that Perry, whatever his name, I forget his last name, but Perry, he didn't want to do this movie because his buddy, who walked out in the film, they were like best friends, and they were going to go through this together and film this movie in South America together. And, when he left him out to dry, Perry was actually really a dick to Carl Gabriel Yorke. He wasn't really nice to him, even though he was the only other person on the set that really spoke good English. He was purposely a dick to him. There you can see the stoning of the bodies. Like, when you watch this scene, like, this movie doesn't feel dated at all. Like, nothing about it feels dated. Like, you tell me this was filmed 79, released 1980. None of this feels 1979, 1980 right here. Like, this all looks fucking, it still looks good. Taking his body apart. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, get you. It's Thanksgiving for the cannibals, baby. They got all his intestines and organs, holding him up for show. Again, the somber Ric Ortolani score. Fantastic, man. Really brilliant stuff. Jeez. That'd be a bad way to go. Stoned to death, fucking castrated, organs ripped out. I mean, I don't know if there's too many deaths worse than that. And then playing with the fucking guy's torso. The best found footage horror of all time. Corey, I wholeheartedly agree with you, man. I love this movie. I don't know. Ever since the first time I saw it, I was just fucking blown away. I was like, wow, like, that's why. I remember when it ended, I turned and I was like, that's why I love horror. It's such a wow. Like I was saying before, it's like the name too. It's the perfect name for it. Like, it's one of the perfect titles in horror history. Like, Cannibal Holocaust, it escapes no one. Like, nobody can hear that and just go, oh, I wonder what that's about. Like, you hear that and you go, wait, what? What is it called? Like, my dad last night, he was like, oh, what are you doing on the show? And I said, oh, I'm doing a live fan commentary. Since it's Thanksgiving on Thursday, I'm going to do live fan commentary for Cannibal Holocaust. He just starts burst out laughing. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, that's a movie? I was like, yeah. He goes, wow. He's just like, what did I do wrong as a parent? You like this movie? I don't know. Funny shit. Only Papa Grande. Again, love these. Pew, pew, pew. So brutal, man. Fighting over the organs and shit. Oh, man. Nasty. Boo, boo, boo. Robert Kirkman's like, have you seen enough? And they're all like, I like how it shows no matter where you come from, the jungle or the concrete jungle, every human is capable of great kindness and great savagery. Exactly. See, this is why we love Trenchy. Trenchy gets this fucking movie. That's exactly what they're trying to say. Couldn't have said it better myself. So true. Concrete. Imagine if like the alternate title was The Concrete Jungle. Like, because they really, when the concrete jungle is entered into the actual jungle, all the insanity that ensues. There's a great quick shot of Alan's face coming up here where he really sells the fear. I love it. It's like a really underrated shot in this movie. Right here, he falls, and they have this great look of horror on his face. That should be a meme. Like, why is that not a meme? Just his fucking sheer face of, oh my God, they got him. Yay, jungle pudding. Hell yeah. Run through the jungle. Run through the jungle. Where's Creedence Clearwater at? Yay, jungle pudding. Yay. Francesca is about to get raped. No yets at all. Corey, they're going to work around the bush. Fun fact, Corey was one of the Yanomomos. Beating around the bush. Literally. Again, beautiful fucking woman, man. I don't know. She needed some implants or something. Just too small. Like, man boobs. Like, what the fuck? Is she wearing granny panties too? Shit. I don't know, man. 80s were a different time, I guess. Well, granted, it's shot in the 70s. Horrifying. See, this is an aspect I actually thought movies like Mountain of the Cannibal God were missing. Like, Mountain of the Cannibal God has like an orgy, and it's like there's one guy fucking a woman, and there's one guy fucking a boar. I shit you not. If you want to see, it's funny. Like, I feel like in like Italy, after this movie came out, every like Italian filmmaker was like, let's up Cannibal Holocaust. Like, in my movie, we will have pig fucking in my movie. And in my movie, we'll have more pigs being shot and animal cruelty. Yes. Like, I wonder, man. I wonder if that was the mentality. But Mountain of the Cannibal God, they have an orgy scene like this. And Ursula Andress is left perfectly fine. Like, one guy tries to rape her, and they stop him and castrate him. I'm like, really? Like, you have Ursula Andress there, naked, perfect yiddies, perfect fucking hourglass body, and like they didn't touch her. Like, I don't know, man. That's one of those where I'm just like not suspending disbelief. I'm just suspending like that's what would have happened. No, like, I don't know. I'm definitely not in this one. No, you're not in this one. I don't know, man. I think that's you right there holding up her left leg, her left boot, beating around the bush. Head game is strong. Holy moly. And see, you know, I didn't even think about this. A lot of the, like, killing her, it's not even really, well, that's on screen. But there's some parts of it where you don't even see her on the screen. Horrifying. That's exactly how it went, folks. Wanted to outdo CH so bad. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, fuck, like, pig fucking. Like, who thought that was a good idea? I guess Sergio Martino. In my movie, we will have boar being fucked. Like, what the fuck? Holding up her decapitated head, which it's a really good decapitated head. Looks just like her. Now, like, they're all looking at each other in the office, like, this is barbaric. This is barbaric? Which I think is right. Maybe Corey is onto something there where they didn't look this, horrified when some of the other shit was going down. It was only when the Americans were getting killed. Corey's got a point. Cool moment with the camera here, shaking the camera around. And of course, we see Carl Gabriel Yorke die in front of the camera. Similar vein to Blair Witch Project, where they drop the camera and walk out of the room. And that's it. They're on the reel and burn this film. This will never see the light of day. I wonder if this is probably what the theaters of people that actually went to go see this movie look like after it ended. Like, all their faces and shit. One guy just leaves the room, doesn't say a word. One guy, okay, destroy it. Like, this is fucking wrong. He gets on the phone. Not a word is said. Nobody says a word. It's almost like you don't even have to say a word. It's just so spelled out for you. And then I think the great final line, I wonder who the real cannibals really are. great. Robert Kerman does a good job in this movie, man. I wish he had, like I said, I wish he had gotten more like mainstream roles. I thought he did a good job in this. Has a good look to him, a good presence. Pan out. Ric Ortolani score. Oh, man, the best. Roll credits. Projectionist John K. Kirov was given a 2-month suspended jail sentence and fined $10,000 for illegal appropriation of the material. We know that he received $250,000 for that same footage. Of course. Yes, dude, absolutely love this movie. Great way, perfect way to end it, I think that's one of the all-time great horror movies. I just love it. Like, it's one I've been meaning to do a commentary for. Granted, it's one that, like, I don't even know what to say through some of it. Like, when you're watching all the mutilation and stuff, you're just like, oh my God, like, I don't know. But really, oh yeah, that's right. Assistant director is Lamberto Bava. So I don't know if Aiden's still here, but yeah, that's true. I didn't know. I never do that. Rita Antonelli. Got a bunch of great Italian names here. So really cool stuff. Cannibal Holocaust, though, absolute 10 out of 10 for me. One of the great films in the history of the horror genre. I love it. When it comes to disturbing horror, found footage horror, I don't think you could top this one for sure. Love it. So what are we about? We're almost 2 hours in. So I figured before we end the show here tonight, we could go over what I'll be getting in the Vinegar Syndrome and Severance sale. So I can do a screen share really quick if you guys are interested in that. If not, no worries. But I figured I'd share it really quick. Why not? So let's just go to Severin. I believe Arrow Video is also doing new titles. I've heard that Phenomena might be announced, which should be cool. Granted, I just got the fucking Blu-ray, so I don't know. Severin Films. Let's see. We all know the fucking site's going to crash, too. Like, that's totally going to happen. Oh, won't even let me go on their site. Okay. All right, well, so much for that. It's not even going to let me go on the site. It just says Black Friday sale coming. So, yeah, that is what it is. But, yeah, no, I'm planning on getting, like, from Vinegar Syndrome, I want to get Trauma. I want to get Flesh for Frankenstein in 4K. And then from Severin, I'm really looking forward to Don't Go in the House and House on the Edge of the Park and Black Candles. That's a really cool one. So there's a couple I really want to get. I also always look in the back catalog because you can find some really good stuff for really cheap prices there. I was thinking about getting some of Jess Franco's earlier stuff, like from the late 60s, and definitely was looking into some of that. So I don't know. I'll probably cap myself at around $100, maybe 150. Not going to go too crazy, but I definitely want to get some stuff in the Black Friday sale. So if y'all are getting anything, let me know. Is Trauma really good though? Eyeballs. I really like Trauma. It's one of Argento's more underrated movies, in my opinion. Is it one of his best? No, but it's definitely one of his most underrated. It stars Aja. It was his first film that he made in the United States. And he's said some things about it that are the most positive. He's not, he doesn't see it as one of his best movies. Aja has also said that she felt she wasn't as good in it as she was in like later films like the Stenhole Syndrome. So I don't know. I definitely want to see the Blu-ray transfer of it because there's an all-region blue that's bare bones that I haven't seen, but I've heard not the greatest things about. I want to get Trauma. I'm super excited. Vinegar Syndrome, I'm looking forward most is Trauma. Yeah, me too. From Severin, House on the Edge of the Park, that special edition looks fucking amazing. Like, I can't wait to get that. And the Ric Ortolani soundtrack. Like, I'm going to play that sweetly, oh, sweetly. I can't wait. I'm copying Night Beast. See, I might get Night Beast. I'm definitely getting Flesh for Frankenstein. That's one of my favorite video nasties. Udo Kier. Corey, you'd love the line. To know death, Otto, you have to fuck life. It's the Gallbladder. One of my favorite lines of all time. Trauma gets better every time I watch it, in my opinion, and the killer's motive is my favorite of all of his messed up killers. Yeah, no, that's got a really fucked up back. Like, when you see that, you're like, holy shit. Ruby Rain is such a good song. Totally. I heard YouTube is cracking down on videos showing or discussing violence against women. So wondering how long Cannibal Holocaust will stay up on YouTube, but knowing how hypocritical they are probably will. Again, you know, we were talking about this movie all night, but, you know, Miss C made a good point. We all mention the animal stuff. Like, that's the reputation. It's, you say it's that people, oh, the animals were really killed, right? That's the first thing people say. But it is very fucking anti-feminine. Like, it's very, like, holy shit. But I don't know. It doesn't seem to get that bad rep from, like, it's bad rep because the animals. You rarely hear somebody say, oh, that movie is misogynistic. Like, very rarely. Granted, I've never heard anybody say it. Miss C made a good point. I never fucking thought of it that way, but that's true. Never seen Trauma. Highly recommend. Maybe you should get the Blu-ray if it's affordable. Granted, I don't know. Like, their new releases, I'm assuming, are going to be the most expensive stuff. I mean, that only makes sense. Although I always thought the Senhal syndrome was great origin story for the Giallo killer. I love Senhal. I have the Blue Underground 3-disc edition. That's a fucking great movie. It's better than Trauma. I mean, but Trauma is not a bad movie. And it's also, like, I like to own as much as I can when it comes to filmmakers I like. And I did a show, or I think it was the Ranking Argento episode, where I mentioned, I was like, I think Trauma needs a better edition. Not even 2 weeks later, I said that they fucking announced it. I was like, wow, like, so fucking crazy. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. Those are the two from Vinegar Syndrome that I want. Animals never bothered me. The total defiling of that woman in the mud broke me, though. Wow, see, that's interesting. Like, granted, like, you can make a fucking list of the shit that offends you in this movie. Like, the girl being gang raped by all of them, the tortoise being fucking mangled, the muskrat literally getting, like, fucking gutted. Like, holy shit, man. Like, you saw, like, this was not an easy commentary to do. Like, this was just like, fuck me. Like, this is crazy. Senhal Syndrome is the best Argento did in the 90s. I would agree with that. Totally. I like that movie a lot. Yeah, no, but that's a good point, Corey. It's funny. I never thought about that, but it's almost like that falls under the category of the whole film being fucked up and disturbing and pushing the envelope. Whereas, you know, the animal thing, that stands out the most for people. I think just in general, but the whole thing is fucked up. But again, I think that was Deodato's intent, and probably his best movie. I mean, I mean, there are some other Deodato films I like. Me and Corey actually covered one of them, Body Count, on Summertime Slashin'. We covered that one. That's a fun Deodato slasher. There's a Cut and Run, which is the third cannibal movie, the third and final cannibal movie that he did, of course, with Michael Berryman. And he also made, of course, Man from Deep River before this. Deodato's really good. Washing Machine, House on the Edge of the Park. Like, the guy made a lot of good movies. I think he's a pretty underrated filmmaker. And they're doing a whole Deodato bundle, I think Severin is. Granted, they're releasing Ballad in Blood, which is a Deodato film I'm not a big fan of. I wouldn't, honestly, I'm a diehard Deodato guy. I wouldn't even fucking get that. So I don't know how well that shit's going to sell. They're also doing the Bigfoot movie, and they're doing like a limited edition figure. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I was making fun of it yesterday, and me and Corey were laughing about it. It was how the vagina was turned into a hole for mud, spit, and rock. It's insanely nasty. Best horror, though. Sick face, and then, but yeah, I said vagina. Okay, hey, that's okay. Vajayjay, vagina, you know, pussy, whatever you want to call it. I was calling it the lawn the whole night because fucking Francesca Ciardi, man, she got to fucking cut the grass. Let's be honest. John Steele, oof. Yeah, no, it's definitely, yeah, big oof, definitely a touchy subject, you know, touchy. Yeah, no, this was definitely the hardest commentary I ever had to do. I just, like, there's points of it where I'm like, well, what do I say here? Like, I don't know. Like, usually I have a decent gift of gab, but for this movie, I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell you have to say about some of it. It's just fucking needs to be seen to be believed. I don't know if there's anything to say. Cut the grass. Yeah, no, cut the grass, baby. Call up fucking the nearest fucking landscaper and get that taken care of, man. Give somebody a rug burn. Yeah, no, for real, man. It's just like, geez, I don't know. But I guess that'll be all for tonight, unless anybody wants to talk about anything else. If not, no worries. We've been at this for almost 2 hours now. This was a really fun commentary. Again, I loved talking Cannibal Holocaust. Even though it was a little disturbing to watch and do a commentary for, I did enjoy the hangout with all of you. I hope everybody has a wonderful Turkey Day. Everybody let me know what y'all get in the sales, all my physical media collectors out there. If you're going to get anything in the Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, or just Black Friday sales in general, let me know. That'd be really cool. Maybe when I get all that stuff in the mail, I'll do a big unboxing like I did for the Kino Lorber back in Rocktober. Next week, we will be back with December kicking off. Yes, the month of December, the birth month of Grande, December 23rd. It'll be a graveyard. It'll also be my birthday. So pretty cool. We do birthday graveyard on the 23rd. But next week, we're going to do 2 winter-themed horror movies. We're going to be doing Misery from 1990 and a little movie called Horror from Dante Tomaselli from the year 2003. Super excited to discuss those movies, winter-themed horror. And maybe we may just have an interview on its way. I'm going to ask a certain person. I've already told Corey about this, so we may have an interview planned for somewhere in December. So I'm looking forward to that. Everybody, it was a very, very nice show. As always, fun commentary. Everybody have a safe holiday, safe, happy Thanksgiving. Eat a bunch of food. I'm not a big turkey guy. I won't lie. I'm going to probably fill up on the appetizers and shit like that. I don't know. Turkey's a little dry for me. I feel like fried chicken, by God. Hearts, good times. Thank you, man. I hope Trauma gets more fans because of this new release. I don't know about that, but I'm happy it's getting the release, period. Yay, birthday pudding. Yay, dude. Yeah, the 23rd, man. We'll be streaming live on my birthday. I turned the big 25 this December, so that's really cool, man. 25 years. The silver anniversary of John Grande, so that should be fucking crazy. But everybody, once again, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, keep it creepy, and we will catch you next week only on the Graveyard. Too sweet, peace, and we'll catch you next time.